We continue now at the top of Daf Chaf Beis, Amud Beis in Meseches Shabbos. This is Shabbos, Daf 22b. The Gemara just recorded a machlokas between Rav and Shmuel, whether a person is allowed to light Chanukah candles one candle to the next. Rav said it's Aser, and Shmuel said it's Mutter. And the Gemara also had a suffix. What is the machlokas? Is the machlokas in a case where you're lighting using something as a go-between, so you're taking like a toothpick and lighting from one candle to the next? That would actually be a worse way to do it. So if the machlokas is in that situation, then it would mean that Rav only prohibits it in that situation. But if you directly light one candle to the next, it would be okay. The other possibility is that everybody agrees if you use a go-between, it's a problem. Even Shmuel agrees. And the machlokas is when you go directly one candle to the next. And Rav says, since it looks like you're weakening the mitzvah, it's a problem. Shmuel says that's not a problem. So the Gemara now is asking from the following brisa. The person is taking, the Gemara continues there, Meiser Sheni, Ein Shoklan Kenegdo Dinare Zav. You can't take coins that were used to redeem Meiser Sheni and use them to weigh other golden coins. Even if you're weighing these coins in order to redeem more Meiser Sheni. So in other words, even if I'm weighing these other chulin coins for the purpose of ultimately using them to redeem Meiser Sheni, maybe you would think that would be okay. It's still a problem because you're basically using coins of Meiser Sheni, which have a certain level of kedusha, and this would be the same idea. It's like a bizayon, you're using them for this chulin. So Rashi here just explains, Meiser Sheni, dinarin shechilel aleim Meiser Sheni. I have coins which I was mechal on those coins Meiser Sheni, so they now have a status of Meiser Sheni essentially. Ein shoklan kenegdan dinarin shel chulin. You can't use those to weigh your dinarim that have no kedusha, that are chulin. Liros sheyu shleimim. You want to see that they are complete, so you can't do that. So now the Gemara uses this for the following question. If you say correctly, Kipligi Rav Shmuel miner l'ner, that the whole machlokas Rav and Shmuel was when you light directly one candle to the next. Avol bekinsa asar Shmuel. But if you were to use a go-between like a toothpick, everyone, even Shmuel, would say asar. Halo tahavit yufta. This would not be a problem at all. Elo iamr bekinsa nami shari. But if you say that by a toothpick as well, Shmuel says it's mutter, meaning the machlokas is when you use a go-between. And Shmuel says even in that situation it's permissible. Hatav tiyufta. This brisa should be a tiyufta. Rashi here explains what's the idea. If Shmuel admits by a go-between it's a bizayon and it's a problem, this brisa is no problem. Because the dinarim that you are using, which are chulin, they are not a mitzvah. Even though you're going to use this chulin eventually for a mitzvah, but it's basically like a go-between. You want to use this. You're using these weights. You're weighing these chulin coins, sort of like a go-between, like a toothpick. So in such a situation, Shmuel says that's a problem, and it's a problem here by Meiser Sheni. You shouldn't do it. But if you say Shmuel goes so far as to say that even in the case of the go-between, in the case of the toothpick, it is permissible. So Shmuel says it's permissible. However, it's sorech mitzvah, since ultimately it's for a mitzvah. Then this would be a problem to us or lishkol v'afagav the tzorech mitzvah. Here, this brisa is saying you're not allowed to weigh, even though eventually you're going to be using it for a mitzvah. You are not allowed to weigh the dinarim which are chulin. It's an improper way of using the dinarim which are Meiser Sheni. So that's the question. So the Gemara answers, Amar Rabba says, you know what, Shmuel can say to you, even though Shmuel is very lenient when it comes to using the toothpick as a go-between by Chanukah candles, in this case of Meiser Sheni, he'll be more strict. Why? Because there's a decree, maybe the weights won't turn out the way you want it, and then you're not going to use these at all for Meiser Sheni. Now, if that happens, this would really be purely using Meiser Sheni just for chulin purposes. You didn't even end up actually using the coins for Meiser Sheni. That would for sure be problematic. So that Shmuel would say, and the brisa would say, it's a problem. But Shmuel would say when you're using a toothpick as a go-between to light one candle to the next, there's really no doubt that you're going to complete this mitzvah. Ultimately, it will be used for the purpose of lighting the next Chanukah candle. So there Shmuel was lenient and said it is okay. Gemara now tries another question. Meseches Rav Sheshes asks, Michutz leparoches ha'edus Yaroch. So this is talking about the fact that we arrange the neiros of the menorah outside of the parochas in the Beis HaMikdash. So the Gemara, the Bryce asks, V'chila ora hu tzarech. Did you really need this menorah for light? All the 40 years that the Bnei Yisrael were in the Midbar, they walked by the light of God. Ella, rather, what is this menorah? Eidos hila olam. Really, it is a testimony to people of the world, shehashchina shora b'Yisrael, that there is a Shechina resting in Klal Yisrael. What is the testimony of the menorah? My Eidos, what is this testimony? Rav says, Zu ner ma'aravi. This refers to the western candle. Rashi here goes into a long discussion. I'm not going to get into exactly what is the western candle. Which direction is the menorah facing? If the menorah is lined up east to west, it would actually be the second candle from the east. If the menorah is lined up north to south, it actually refers to the middle candle, which would point to the west. In any case, the Eidos, the testimony, refers to this western candle. Shenosein bashem and kemidas chavro said had the same amount of oil as all the other candles. And they would use that candle to light the other candles. And that was the last candle that would go out. Rashi explains here that the candle would actually last the entire 24 hours, unlike the other candles, which were usually out by the next day. So the point being that this was a testimony that this candle lasted so long. So what's the Gemara's purpose of bringing this? Why is Rav Sheshes bringing this as a question? So Rav Sheshes continues. But over here in this brisa, Kevan dekvi neiros, the neiros are set. You're not going to be able to directly light one candle to the next. So that ner ma'aravi can't be picked up at all. So lo sa'agid lo mishkal vadluke, certainly you're using a toothpick as a go-between. And clearly the brisa seems to say it's allowed. So so this is the worst, essentially this is the worst kind of case. You're using the toothpick and it is allowed. Has to be proof to, certainly should be a proof to Shmuel that it is permissible in such a scenario. The Gemara, but not only that, the Gemara says, Kasha bein l'mandam rishon bizoi mitzvah, or bein l'mandam rishon mechushi mitzvah. No matter which mandam you're going to go with over here, it's going to be a question because, according to all opinions, Rav for sure would prohibit this. Rav for sure would prohibit using a go-between. The only question was, did Rav even prohibit when you don't use a go-between? So we have a question here on Rav regardless. So the Gemara answers, Tir Gemara Papa answers bipsilos aruchos. You could answer that we're talking about actually directly lighting from this candle. You're not using a piece of wood as a go-between, and it has very long wicks. So the Gemara says, sof. Nevertheless, even if you're going to say we're talking about directly lighting one candle to the next, according to the one who says that Rav prohibits because you're weakening the candles, meaning that Rav prohibits even in a situation where you're lighting directly, kasha, it'll still be difficult according to that version. According to the other version where Rav only prohibits with a go-between, this would actually come out okay, this answer. But still we have a question according to this other man da amar v'chushe mitzvah. So the Gemara says kasha, you're right, ataka is a kasha. This brisa, which seems to permit at the very least lighting the menorah in the Beis HaMikdash directly, candle to candle, would be difficult according to the Mandam who says that Rav prohibits such a thing by Ner Chanukah. Gemara now wants to know what's the practical halacha. My havelo, what is the final halacha? Amar Rav Huna Bereder Rav Yoshua, Rav Huna, the son of Rav Yoshua, says, Chazina, let us see. I hadlaka osa mitzvah, if lighting is the main mitzvah of Chanukah candles, doing the action of lighting, so then, madlikin min ner lener, then it would be okay to light from candle to candle. The idea is then you're engaged in a real mitzvah, so it's not considered such a bizayon to light from one candle to the next. V'i hanacha osa mitzvah, but if the main mitzvah of Chanukah candles is the placement of putting it down in the area where there's going to be Persumei Nisa, then ein madlikin min ner lener. Then already you can't light from one candle to the next. The idea being that the lighting isn't really such a mitzvah anyhow, and so therefore it would be a bizayon to do that. Here Rashi explains, I hadlaka osa mitzvah, iha mitzvah shel Chanukah tluya behadlaka. If the mitzvah of Chanukah is totally in the lighting, madlikin, then you would be allowed k'de'eshkecha menorah, just like we find by the menorah when you obviously the lighting of the menorah is a mitzvah in the Beis Hamikdash. V'hanacha osa mitzvah, but if the placement is the mitzvah, v'ikar mitzvah satayah b'hanacha, Rashi says the main mitzvah is the hanacha. There still might be some mitzvah in the hadlaka, but the main mitzvah is the hanacha. Ein madlikin min ner lener. The hadlaka lav mitzvah kuli high. The hadlaka is not such a mitzvah. Rashi doesn't say, even according to this opinion, it's not no mitzvah at all, but it's not such a mitzvah, so it would not be allowed. So that is the approach that Rav Huna ben Rav Yeshua will take, because it depends whether hadlaka osa mitzvah or whether hanacha osa mitzvah. And the Gemara now says, the ibailu, because this was a question that they asked, hadlaka osa mitzvah or hanacha osa mitzvah. Is it the lighting that makes the mitzvah, or is it the placing? we should just point out one Tosas here. Diboilu hadlaka osa mitzvah v'chulu. Tosas says v'nafkamina im hidlika cheresh shota v'katan ohinicha. Nafkamina is, let's say you have somebody who's not chayv in mitzvah, it's a cheresh, shota, or a katan, a minor, somebody who's a deaf mute, somebody who's a shota, an imbecile. Those people are not chayv in the mitzvah. So if they would light it or if they would place it, depending on what the ikar mitzvah is, that might be problematic. Depending again on which one is the mitzvah, is the one that they. That's the part that they wouldn't be able to do. But in any case, the question over here is now, is hadlaka osa mitzvah or hanacha osa mitzvah? And the Gemara wants to bring a proof. Tashma, let's bring a proof to this question. Damar Rava, because Rava says hayatafos ner Chanukah. If somebody is holding the ner Chanukah of Omer, he's just standing there the whole time, he hasn't put it down. Lo asa v'lo klum. There's no mitzvah at all. Shma mina hanacha osa mitzvah. Seems from this that the placement is the mitzvah. Gemara says, no, Hasam over there, haroa omer l'tzarchohu denakile. That's even worse than not placing it down. There it looks like you're just using the candles for your own use. That for sure would not be okay, regardless of what the mitzvah is. Tashma, try another proof. The Amar Rava says, hidlika bifnim v'hotzia. If he lit the Chanukah candles inside the house and then brought it out to the proper place, lo asaklum, he didn't do it properly. So iyamr b'shlama hadlaka osa mitzvah. So this goes the other way. If you say that the lighting is the mitzvah, so hadlaka b'makoma bin, and obviously you need a light in the proper place. You can't just light it inside and bring it outside. You need to light it. The lighting is the mitzvah. You got to light it in the area. Misham hachi lo asa klum. That's why he didn't do anything. But if you say the placement is the mitzvah, amai lo asa v'lo klum, why is that nothing? On the contrary, he's lighting it inside and then he's placing it. He's doing the mitzvah by placing it in the public area. The Gemara says again, Hasam Nami over there also, Haroa Omer L'tzarchohu Da'adlaka. Person who sees what's going on is just going to think that he lit for himself, and again, they're not going to realize that he did it for the mitzvah purpose. Gemara now says another proof. Tashma, bring a proof to Amar Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi says, and we will continue Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi's statement in the next video on Daf Chav Gimel Amud Aleph.